Hi there. So this video is to get you started on the protein synthesis worksheet packet, of which there are 5 pages of protein synthesis. You did the protein synthesis do now, so you know a little bit about transcribing DNA to messenger RNA or mRNA. You also were introduced to the mRNA codon wheel, so you know how to take an mRNA codon, a 3-letter sequence of mRNA bases, and code it into an amino acid that it codes for. And this activity will help you progress further in your understanding of protein synthesis. So the activity looks like this, okay? And you'll see it's got, like I said, 5 pages, okay? First thing you need to do is go through and read the first page. Take your time, use a highlighter or underline. Notice there are some bold-faced terms, and even read the little caption to this image and look at the image carefully. And then I want you to do number 1, okay, after reading that first page. Pause the video and do that first. And then when you're done with number 1, then unpause the video. Okay, so you've done number 1. Now the next thing to do is to use the codon wheel, the codon chart, to transcribe and translate a bunch of different DNA sequences. It's actually going to turn out to be kind of the same DNA sequence, but then we're going to change some things about it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to transcribe this DNA sequence into RNA. So you know how that goes. T goes with A goes with U. So fill in all the RNA bases that go with this DNA sequence in these boxes for the RNA. Once you've got that done, then use the codon chart to figure out what those code for. But we're going to break it into triplets first, codons. So we're going to take the first 3 bases and write them here, and then the next 3 bases and write them here, and so on. So we're going to break this RNA sequence up into a sequence of codons. Then we're going to use those codons with the genetic wheel to record the amino acid sequence. So do that and pause the video while you get that done, and then when you're done with that, come back to the video. Okay, you've translated the first DNA sequence. Now read this thing about mutations. Mutations are when you change one or more bases on a DNA sequence. And they, of course, then can, if it's a different base that's changed, it's mutated, it can code for a different amino acid, which will change a protein. And those proteins give us all of our traits and so on, so it could change all kinds of things about an organism just by changing one or more of its bases on its DNA. So read this paragraph about mutations, and then we're going to transcribe and translate some DNA. Okay, so pause the video or read that about mutations, and unpause when you've read it. Okay, so this time for number 5, you're going to rewrite this original DNA sequence. So this is the same one we transcribed and translated before, except this time at the 13th base, we're going to, instead of a G, we're going to put an A in there. So rewrite this DNA sequence here, except for the 13th one, it's going to be an A. Then you're going to divide it up into codons like you did before. Okay, this time transcribing from DNA to messenger RNA. Sorry about the bold-faced here. Ignore that. Don't worry about the fact that it's bold-faced there. It's kind of a typo in this activity. And so you're going to you're going to transcribe to mRNA here, and then use the codon wheel to figure out what the amino acids are here, okay, and answer question 7. Once you've done that, we're going to do, again, another mutation analysis, this time rewriting the DNA sequence at number 8 from here, except replacing the 9th base with a T, and transcribe and translating it as before. So in this way, you're getting lots of practice transcribing and translating. When you've done that, then you can answer all the questions that go with it, okay? The answers to some of these questions will also be found in the first page introduction. So have at it. If you get confused or you get stuck, please contact me via email. Good luck.